My uncle stole my son's gaming setup and sold it for rent money. My parents said I should let it go because family helps family. I'm 38, and my 4-year-old son Tyler spent 2 years mowing lawns and babysitting to save for his dream PC setup. Every weekend, every summer break, he'd come home exhausted but excited to add another $50 or $100 to his savings jar. He kept a handwritten list of parts taped to his bedroom wall, crossing off each component as he could finally afford it. The graphics card took him 6 months alone. He finally bought everything last month. I helped him build it, but he did most of the work himself, following YouTube tutorials and triple-checking every cable connection. The first time it booted up, he just sat there staring at the screen with this massive grin. I took a picture of that moment. He looked so proud. Last Tuesday, I got home from work early. My boss let me leave at 3 because we closed a major deal. I walked in expecting an empty house, but I heard crying upstairs. Tyler's door was open. He was sitting on his bed, staring at his empty desk. Monitor gone, tower gone, keyboard, mouse, headset, even the LED light strips he'd stuck under the desk. Just bare wood and a tangle of unplugged cables. "Dad," he said, his voice cracking. "Everything's gone." I immediately checked our Ring camera. The footage was clear as day. My Uncle Rick had let himself in at 12:47 p.m. using the spare key we'd given him months ago for emergencies. He walked straight upstairs, unplugged everything methodically, and carried it out in 2 trips. Didn't rush, didn't look nervous, just loaded it into his truck like he was moving his own furniture. I called him immediately, hands shaking. He answered on the 3rd ring, sounding annoyed. "What? Where's Tyler's PC?" Long pause. I could hear traffic in the background. "Sold it. Needed rent money. You know I've been struggling since the divorce. You stole from a 4-year-old. Come on. It's just a computer. Kid can save up again. I needed it now." I hung up and called the police. Tyler watched me file the report, give them the camera footage, explain every detail. The officer taking my statement looked genuinely angry when I told him how long Tyler had saved. Within an hour, my phone exploded. My mom called me selfish, said Rick was family and going through a hard time. My dad said I was tearing the family apart over electronics that Tyler didn't really need anyway. My Aunt Carol texted that I always had to be the difficult one, always causing drama. Rick showed up at my door that night with my parents flanking him like bodyguards. He looked tired but not apologetic. "I'll pay you back when I can," he said flatly. "You really calling the cops on family?" I looked at Tyler standing behind me, eyes still red and puffy. "You didn't steal from family. You stole from a kid who spent 2 years working for that." My dad stepped forward, lowering his voice like he was trying to be reasonable. "Come on, Rick made a mistake. He's your brother. Drop the charges and we'll all sit down and figure something out as a family." "No? You're really going to ruin his life over this?" "He ruined it himself." I closed the door. The detective called 2 days later. Rick had sold the entire setup on Facebook Marketplace for $600 to some college student. It was worth $1,800. The buyer had no idea it was stolen and was completely cooperative. They'd already recovered everything. The preliminary hearing was awkward. Rick showed up in a wrinkled button-down, looking like he'd rather be anywhere else. My parents sat directly behind him, glaring at me the entire time like I was the criminal. Court was last week. The same angry glares from my parents. The judge, an older woman with silver hair and zero patience, asked Rick why he didn't just call me and ask to borrow money if he was that desperate. Rick shrugged. I knew they'd say no. "So you committed theft instead?" "It's complicated." The judge sentenced him to 90 days suspended, 6 months probation, and ordered him to pay Tyler $1,800 in full restitution within 60 days. She also issued a no-contact order and banned him from our property. My mom called that night, screaming that I destroyed the family over a computer, that Rick might lose his apartment now, that I was heartless. I haven't heard from them since. My siblings are split. 2 of them reached out quietly to say they understood. The others blocked me. But yesterday, Tyler got his setup back from the evidence locker. Everything worked perfectly. He spent an hour reconnecting everything, testing each component. Then he walked into my office with his phone in his hand. "Dad," he said, "Grandma just called. She's mad you won't answer. She said Uncle Rick is moving in with them because he can't afford rent anymore after paying me the $1,800 the judge ordered."